Hello, bonjour everybody. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching my video and thank you for those who subscribe to my channel. In this video we're going to talk about a new from Bagration German. It's called the Escort Platoon. To be able to play an Escort Platoon you will need to build a formation of Sturmgisches with the Escort Platoon. That's the only way you will be able to bring the Escort Platoon into the battle. If you would like to bring the Escort Platoon, like I said, you need a Sturmgische formation. So you need to have at a minimum is the formation headquarters, that is 1 Sturmgisches for 6 points, and then at least 2 platoon of 3 vehicles of Sturmgisches. It can be 3 Sturg with the 7.5 anti-tank, or 2 Sturg with the 7.5 anti-tank, and 1 Sturg with the howitzer. A platoon of 2 Sturg with howitzer costs you 16 points, and a platoon with 3 Sturg with the 7.5 will cost you 17 points. So we're talking about 38 to 39 points, 40 points, before you can add the Escort Platoon. An Escort Platoon of 17, including the command, will cost you 9 points. You also have the option to have an Escort Platoon of 10 team. Now that you built your force, you decide to bring it into the game. So you deploy your formation and your troops onto the table to play the game. To place your Escort Platoon onto the Sturmgisches, you have to wait when it's your turn, and during the movement order, you give the order to place the Escort Platoon onto your Sturmgisches. Into the Bagration German book or into the rule book, there's no specification about the distance you have to be between the Escort Platoon and the Sturmgisches. But I think it's fair to say when you use soft skin transportation, you have to be, the track have to be less than 4 inches off the platoon to say that your Sturmgisches platoon has to be less than 4 inches off the Escort Platoon. So let's say we are less than 4 inches from the Escort Platoon. During the movement order, you give the order to the Escort Platoon to join the Sturmgisches and jump in. Now you can put a marker to say that the Escort Platoon is on board on top of the Sturmgisches. Now the Sturmgisches, during the movement order, the troops jump on it, and now they can move at tactical speed or at dash speed. If they do at tactical speed, then the Sturg and the Escort Platoon will be able to fire at the enemy in the shooting phase. But when you decide to use the Escort Platoon on top of the Sturmgisches to fire at the enemy, only 1 team per Sturg would be able to fire at the enemy. Now they use the STG-44, well known as the MP-44, and the range for the MP-44 is 8 inches. So the Sturmgisches will have to be less than 8 inches for the Sturg, the Escort Platoon, to shoot at the enemy. With 3 Sturg, and we place behind 2 team, 3 team and 2 team to separate them evenly, we can say. Now let's say it is the next turn. You can order on the movement step your Escort Platoon to jump off the Sturmgisches. When they do so, they have the choice to move at tactical speed, so in any direction around the Sturg by 8 inches. If they decide to do dash speed as their movement, then they will not be allowed to shoot or assault. So let's say the Sturg are in position here. At the beginning of your turn, at the movement step, you can say to the German Escort Platoon to move up and move at least 8 inches in any direction. So let's say we move toward the enemy by 8 inches. Now the platoon, escort platoon, can shoot if they are in range with the enemy or assault. Now let's look at how you do an assault with the escort platoon on board on top of the Sturmgeschütz. So let's say on the movement step, the escort platoon jump on the Sturmgeschütz. The Sturmgeschütz do is tactical movement of 10 inches. So let's move them 10 inches. Let's say that is 10 inches. And they are 4 inches off the Soviet team or platoon. Everything a bit closer so it's easier to see. So our Sturmgeschütz on the movement step, they move with the escort platoon on top of the vehicle 10 inches, and that brings them 4 inches off the Soviet platoon. Now it's shooting, the shooting step. The Sturmgeschütz can fire their main gun or the heavy machine gun on top of their vehicle at the German, Soviet platoon. As well, one team of escort platoon on top of the Sturmgeschütz can fire their weapon against the Soviet platoon. So not every escort platoon team will fire, but only one team on top of this of the Sturmgeschütz. So let's say we look at the stat of the Sturmgeschütz, the heavy machine gun, because they are moving, they have a rate of 2. So they fire 2 shot, 6 shot of heavy machine gun against the Soviet platoon. So 6 shot, they hit on the 3+. So let's say they hit 3 times. So they have to make their save. They make their save, and let's say they lose one team. But they have been hit 3 times. Now my escort platoon on top of the vehicle, they will fire one team from each vehicle against the Soviet platoon. The escort platoon have a rate of firing of 3 shots while moving, and the range is 8 inches, so they are 4 inches away. So they can fire 3, 6, 9 shots. Let's say of those 9 shots, 5 shots hit, so about 50%, 5 hit, and they destroy 2 teams. But the Soviet has been hit more than 5 times, so they find themselves pinned down, and now we are ready for the assault. So the infantry team jump off the Sturmgeschütz and move 4 inches so to be in contact with the Soviet platoon. Now the Soviet will conduct a defensive fire, and you need to hit the escort platoon at least 5 times to break them off. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17. So give them 50% chance to hit. So they hit 4 times. The escort platoon, their save is 3. So let's say they lose 2 teams. Then those 2 teams get against the Soviet team. Now the escort platoon will fire at the Soviet platoon. Now the escort platoon will fire at the Soviet platoon, and they're going to use their skill. And the escort platoon skill, they have a tank escort assault rating of 2+. So each team will fire 1 shot at 2+. So they roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice. Let's say 5 dice at 2+. They hit 5 times. Or 4 times. Let's say 4 times. So we remove 4 teams. Now the Soviet have 3 teams, and they need to roll counterattack. The counterattack, because they lost, let's say, their commissar, they need confident 4+. So they need to roll a 4+ to be able to counterattack my escort platoon. If they fail, they will have to break off. At that point, I think they're going to break off anyway, and then the escort platoon will consolidate their territory. So that shows you how the escort platoon will do and the shooting step while they are on top of the Sturmgeschütz and assault. As you can see, the assault doesn't include the Sturmgeschütz because they are two independent platoons. So you can have the assault from the Stug or the assault from the escort platoon. So when you conduct assault with the escort platoon on top of the Stug, because there are two different platoons, only one platoon at a time will be assaulting the Soviet infantry. So you may decide to use the Stug with the infantry on top of it, then the infantry, the escort platoon, will not participate at the assault, and if one Stug gets destroyed, all the team on top of the Sturmgeschütz will be destroyed as well. So it's really important, if you put yourself in position to do an assault with the Stug and the escort platoon on top of it, then the escort platoon will jump off the Sturmgeschütz and assault by themselves the enemy. So that completes my video on the escort platoon from the German Bagration book. So if you have any comments, or questions, write in the comments below. And thank you for watching. I'll see you soon with my next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.